Religiosity will try to convince you that if you just, be a good person, you will go to heaven one day. We have to understand that the Bible in the New Testament was written and edited by the King. We don't want to look at the world at face value. In this video, I'm going to share with you why heaven and hell are states of consciousness that you can tap into at every moment, and that in fact you are tapping into in every moment that you are living on this planet. Yes, I'm here to tell you that we are living in heaven and hell right now, that heaven is not a place that we get to someday, and hell is not a place that we'll go if we are condemned into eternity of darkness, but in actuality that we are living and breathing in God's temple right now, that heaven and hell is right here right now, and your consciousness, the purity of your body temple, of all of your temples, of your etheric body, your mental body, your spiritual body, your physical body, that you can come into union and harmony with all of those things. Bring them all into the higher state of the higher frequency of heavenly consciousness right here and right now, and that you can press through your consciousness heaven onto this planet. And that, in fact, that may just be, and I believe it is, our job and our duty as spiritually awakened beings here on this planet. So heaven and hell are states of consciousness. Religiosity will try to convince you that if you just be a good person, if you just do what you're told, if you just fall in line with the system, then you will go to heaven one day. We have to understand that the Bible in the New Testament was written and edited by the King, King Charles, or King James, I believe it's King James. And what do kings that typically want to maintain power, what do kings try to do? Well, they try to manipulate people into falling in order, into being predictable sort of wage slaves, in order to maintain the hierarchy and order of a structure. So there are a lot of things in the Bible that are misconstrued and misunderstood, which have been an absolute atrocity to humanity and have led us into a manifestation of reality, right? Because human beings are always manifesting reality. And so collectively right now, it's important that we understand that we don't want to look at the world at face value. We want to see what's underneath that, because what's happening at face value is we are just overlaying our consciousness onto the infinite. The primary principle is God is infinite. God is omnipotent, omniscient, all-knowing, always here, all the time, in every single thing. God does not go into one place and not into another. God is not more in one place and less in another. Even the things that we don't like and disagree with have the same equal amount of this infinite God consciousness. The time that we live in feels very concrete, but when you think about it, it's not concrete at all. Our lives have been changing and in flux and in flow ever since we awakened in consciousness in this body temple, in this time, on this planet. But it's just a blip in the moment of eternity, and this blip has been changing in shape and music and color and design for all of eternity. And so when one travels, when one goes to other countries, when one sees all of the infinite flavors of God consciousness pressing through humanity in all the different ways, one comes to the realization that what has felt concrete in one's life is actually a lot more flexible. And so when we understand the pliability and the flexibility of consciousness, and we understand that we are in fact conscious sovereign beings with choice, we have the ability to choose. And so the spiritual practitioner, the spiritually inclined person, chooses to engage with consciousness from an active conscious state. And through the practice of prayer, of meditation, of life visioning, of high spiritual conversation and association with other like-minded spiritual beings, one is able to come into the frequency of wholeness, into the frequency of the infinite love and goodness and prosperity that wants to come through us as our very life, because God is infinite and God is good. Why is God good? Well, look at nature. Everything in nature, which is the creation of God, works in perfect balance and harmony. Everything falls into place. Everything works. We are also made of nature, and in our authentic, original blueprint, we are that perfect, unique emanation of that infinite good. And so what wants to come through us as our very life is this infinite goodness, is the love, is the joy, is the prosperity, the money, the abundance, the well-being. It's the new earth, the vision of living in community, of growing food, of living sustainably, of loving ourselves and each other, and singing and dancing and being in this celebration of the life ceremony that is life. All of that exists in the mind of the infinite, and with the practice of spiritual practice, of life affirming visioning, one is able to tap into their soul's calling to manifest their higher self and manifest this higher reality into life itself and into the collective consciousness. So we are able to move out of all the fear, the doubt, the worry, all of this separation that is perpetuated by the media that has an agenda that wants to keep you stuck, that wants to keep you fighting one another, that wants to keep you sick and docile, so that these global elites can keep their power and control over the world, when in fact the reality is that none of them and none of those things have power over us if we were to simply choose to come back to ourselves, to come back to the wholeness that we are, to come back to God. And so as we overlay our consciousness with life itself, any distortion through the filter of our temple that is overlaying our projection of what God is onto reality, because there are so many distortions of God, religiosity, because of manipulation, because of power and control, many people are not operating from the field of the truth. Therefore, because man has free will, man manifests a distorted truth of reality. So, our goal as spiritually awakened beings, as light warriors on this planet, is to cleanse our temple, is to cleanse our consciousness, to let go, throw away the garbage of the mental debris that's keeping us stuck in distorted frequencies and consciousness and vibrations that are causing ourselves harm. When we heal, when we awaken, when we cleanse and purify our temple, and we allow the true God to come through and flow through us as the divine light that we are, that is the light of our spirit that pushes life forward itself, as we do that for ourselves, as we learn to love ourselves again, we begin to be an overflowing cup of this wellspring of light and love consciousness that wants to move through us, that wants to be us, that wants to experience itself through us. And through that overflow of this godly love, we overflow this abundance into all those around us, and we lift up each other into heaven together once again. Thank you so much for watching this video. My name is Thor. This is Thorganic. If you are a conscious spiritual being, if you're on your spiritual awakening journey and you want some support, you want to join a community of light workers who are manifesting not only financial abundance, but are co-creating this new earth actively together in community, in business, in life, click the descriptions down below. I would love to support you in any way on your journey. Book a call with me. I'll see you on the next video. Aloha, namaste. Have a beautiful, blessed day. You are blessed. You are loved. You are enough. You are so worthy of every good thing that wants to come through you as your life. It's so good to be here with you. I will see you on the next video. Chee-hoo!